What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Bravo by Gays. Happy Friday. We made it through the week. It's me, your host, Larry. I hope you guys had a great week. There was so much, good stuff on television this week on Bravo, and I can't wait to talk to you guys about a couple things. We got the Summer House mid-season trailer. We got the Real Housewives of Dubai Season 2 trailer. We got some crazy news going on in the Bravo universe. So I want to talk to you guys about a couple of things. So I'm going to start off with Vanderpump Rules. We got to start with Vanderpump Rules, and then we'll get into some hot topics and some news about what's going on in the Bravo universe. So come on over to LA with me. Vanderpump Rules. I just need to talk about it because there is some stuff that is going on, and it's getting wild over there with that crew. So they started off this episode back at the beach party, and I just kind of want to start off when Tom Schwartz takes Tom Sandoval to that beach bar, and they start talking to these girls. It was weird, right? So the guys start talking to this table of girls. And in my mind, and I want to know what you guys think about this as well. You're this table of 20-somethings sitting at a beach club. And all of a sudden, Tom Sandoval, who's just been in the news for the past 4 months, comes up to your table and tries to hit on you and your friends. What do you do? I feel like any normal person would be like, ew, no. I know who you are. I know what you did. No, thank you. You're not going to come and infiltrate my group of girlfriends. Well, these girls were like, oh, Tom wanted to buy them a round of drinks. Oh, if you can get your girlfriends a drink, what would it be? Now, obviously these girls, they're young, they're in LA, you know what I mean? They're probably oh, someone from Vanderpump Rules is talking to us and we're going to get free drinks out of this. Sure. But in real life, if the cameras were not up, do you think that these girls would have still talked to them? I feel no. I don't know. It was a little cringy to me. Watching Tom, this 40-something-year-old man, go up to this table of 20-somethings and mac on them. It just wasn't it for me. I would have been no, thank you. I did love, though, obviously they were talking at the beach, when they were on the beach, they were talking about how Sheena was hooking up Schwartz with Tori, but now we all of a sudden know that Katie has this interest in Tori as well. Well, Tori shows up while the boys are talking to this table of girls. She was really cool about it. She introduced herself and was oh, I'm his ex-wife, just jokingly. She wasn't serious, but it was just it was funny to see. And the back and forth that Tori and Tom Schwartz have together, I dig it. I think it's cute and it's funny to it's not funny. It's I like seeing now that Tom and Katie are single, them dating and navigating, talking to new people. It's funny to watch Tom do it because he's so awkward about it that it's a little cringy. But I love Tom Schwartz, and I just want him to find someone to be happy, and who knows. Regardless, he finally musters up the courage to ask Tori on a date. Now, while he's talking to Tori, Katie comes up. Now, obviously, we know as well that Katie likes Tori, and Katie is telling Tom oh, those girls want to talk to you. Go talk to them. They want you over there. And literally steals his girl. She is Miss Steal Your Girl, as they called her that on the beach. And it was just so interesting. And she's if you want to keep the girl, do a better job at keeping her. And I won't take her from you. It is such a weird kind of dynamic to watch the two of them kind of be into the same person. Cause it's almost who's going to go with, who's the person going to go with? Are you going to go with Katie or are you going to go with Tom? And we obviously get to see kind of a moment between Katie and Tori as well. in the midst of everything going on, right? So we have Lala and Sheena talking to Ariana about moving out of the house and how Ariana like is having a breakdown saying that like Tom ruined her dream home. And the girls are really saying that they want like the best for her and like she just needs to like really get out of there for like her own sake. In the midst of that conversation happening, there is also this moment going on with Katie and Tori. And Tori is like, wow, like you make me nervous. Like, I don't know what's going on. Like, you're so cute. And Katie's like loving it. She's eating it up. And I love to see it too, because I think Katie is just like standing in her ground this season. And she's being such a badass with everything. And Tori was like, I want to kiss you. And Katie was like, okay, so kiss me. So we get the kiss between Katie and Tori. And everyone, the group was like, oh, look at them. Like, Katie, they're looking at each other with like sexy eyes. Like, it was just so, I loved seeing it, right? Like, it was just, it's, to me, this love triangle is what I've been waiting for this entire season. I want to see more of what's going to happen between Tori, Katie, and Tom. And we also like learn, obviously, later on in the episode that Tori goes on a date with Tom. And then also the same episode, Tori is going on a date with Katie. So it's also refreshing to have a storyline be talked about aside from Scandival. Like, I understand that, like, we are currently, like, getting into the aftermath of what happened from Tom's affair with Raquel. But I feel like everyone watching now has, like, already moved so far past it that, like, does anyone really care anymore about, like, what's going on? Like, the aftermath with that? Like, I don't know. Like, it's good to watch and see it play out on TV. But I also want to see like other things go on aside from Ariana and Tom be forced to be around each other and then just argue. Like, I want to see more of the love triangle. I want to see more of Katie dating, Tom dating. I want to see more of Allie and James. I want to see more of Lala's journey to like having another baby. And it doesn't only have to be Scandival. And they are giving us little bits and pieces of that. I love that like, I'm loving that part of it. I just wish there was more, just because there was so much Scandival kind of given to everyone as it was airing. Like, there are moments on the show where I'm watching, I'm like, oh, I feel like I've already seen that. And it's because we have. It's been leaked either via some type of news source or TMZ, or like a fan had sent something in. But regardless, I'm loving it. I can't wait to see what else happens between these three. Like, who do you think Tori would pick, right? Obviously, in real time, we now know that Tom has a new girlfriend, so nothing really comes of Tom and Tori. But do you think we'll get more, like, as the season goes on? I don't know how many episodes there are left. I know that, like, the reunion filmed a couple weeks ago, and that was, like, right around mid-season. So maybe like 5 left? I have no idea. But like, do you think Tori is better suited for Katie, or do you think Tori is better suited for Tom? That's what I want to know. Guys, we get this like weird meetup between Joe and Lala. Now, let me say this. This episode did make me feel this bad for Joe, right? Now, sorry, that was in front of my face. If you can't see it, this bad for her. Not much, right? There is so much with Joe that I feel like we do not understand. If you watch what happens live. Andy did ask Sheena about Joe, and Sheena did say that like there is so much more to the story that like people do not know when it comes to Joe than what's being portrayed on TV. And I believe it. Okay, I believe it. Just by some of the reactions that we got from later on in the episode. So I'm like, I understand why she's upset, because like, who would want to go around a group and like, you know that like they've been calling you a crackhead, or like, you know that they don't like you. Like, why would you put yourself in that situation? Like, are you doing it for the good of your relationship with Tom? But we learned that Joe meets up with Lala at this hot dog stand, and she really met up with Lala because she said that Tom Schwartz told her that Lala could be the gateway into like that group of friends and trying to like be friendly, or not, maybe even just coexist with some of them. But It is funny because Joe is talking to Lala about her relationship with Tom, and Joe's like, what's going on with you guys? Like, are you dating or whatnot? And Joe talks about how she's been there for T-Money. She calls him T-Money. She's been there for him over the past year and a half while he was like going through it in his divorce with Katie, like while he was crying about all of that. It was funny when Lala was like, oh, you should put Joseph and T-Money on your wedding invitations. And we got like the awkwardness like response from Joe. And it's just, I don't know like what it is. Like, what are those like, I don't know why. Is it nerves? And maybe that's why we get the reactions out of her that we get. I have no idea. But I mean, they're funny. But like, also, I will never forgive Joe for dyeing Tom Schwartz's hair blonde. Never. Like, how could you do that to that man's head? I never will forget it. Also, like, I know she's a hairdresser, but like, did anyone else notice when she was dyeing Tom's hair that like the person next to her was kind of like guiding her on what she should be doing? So I wonder if she was maybe like new to the salon or like, or whatnot, because it almost seemed like Joe didn't really know what she was doing, or like, why would that person ask her, like, did you check on him? I have no idea. It was a little weird, but I don't think we got so much Joe this episode, right? We're going to get into more of Joe and Tom in just a little bit. But one of my favorite parts from this episode was James Kennedy. Now, we obviously see the entire group go to Topgolf, which, by the way, looks like so much fun. I don't have a Topgolf in my area, but next time I travel to a place that does have one, I want to go to Topgolf. Like, that just looks cool. Like, you get to eat food and drinks and hit golf balls into the abyss. Like, every time I see one on TV, I'm like, oh, that looks like a lot of fun. Like, I want to do that. But who would have thought James Kennedy would have been our voice of reason this episode when he says, why is everyone acting normal about the Katie, Tom, and Tori like situation, right? And he goes on to then explain Katie and Tom were married, like with a white dress, full on wedding. They were married. And now they're dating the same girl that looks like she's about 21 years old. Like, that's fucking weird. Like, it was just so funny to hear James be like, what the hell's going on, guys? Like, we're all acting like this is normal, but it's not. Because how many friend groups do you know of where like something like that would go down and everybody would just like not even bat an eye at it? Like, oh yeah, that's just how they are. Like, you know what I mean? It's so crazy. It really is. And I just loved how James was like, Katie, are you doing it to like get at Tom, or like what's the motive here? And Katie really does not give a fuck about what Tom Schwartz does or like what's going on. She's doing it because that's just truly like what she wants to do. She feels a connection with this girl. She's going to pursue it, and it is what it is. And I love that. I love that Katie's doing that. We move on, and we then get to Lala and Scheana going to Lala's appointment at Cryobank. Now, I don't really want to talk much about at all in regards to like what was going on at the appointment. I wanted to really just use this moment to kind of acknowledge the fact that Lala did an announcement recently on her Amazon Live, and she is having a baby girl. And that's so exciting for her because obviously we're hearing throughout the season how much it means for her to have a baby of her own, despite like having it with someone else because of what she's experienced with He Who Shall Not Be Named. She wants to feel like nobody can take this from her. And it's so exciting that like she did her announcement on her Amazon Live. She had like a gender reveal with her family where they had cut a cake, and could not be more happy for Lala. So I'm glad that all worked out in her favor, and she's getting the little family that she wants. Just her and her two daughters, and I love to see it. Guys, we have to talk about this like girls' night, singles night, like situation that was going on. All right. So I will tell you this. I loved the walk up that the girls did to the bar that they were going to for the girls' night. Just the four of them walking down the sidewalk, and they're getting the shots of them from like all angles, and they look like four models walking down the street. The production value on that, chef's kiss. I loved every single minute of it. It's almost like, how many times did you guys have to do that take in order to get the right one? Because they were like, okay, guys, give us your fiercest walk on your way to walk into this bar. But I loved it. And then we get the singles night. Obviously, it's like Tom Sandoval, I don't know the jeweler's name. I'm going to mess it up. Kyle Chan, I want to say that's his name. Then Joe, Tom Schwartz, and like some other guy. Now, Joe and Tom go to singles night, and they both tell Tom and his friends that they're both single. But then, like in the confessional, she says she was under the impression that they were going to this singles night to support Tom Sandoval. Well, first of all, Tom Schwartz told you while you were dyeing his hair that he was going to this. Now, during that session where you were dyeing his hair, he also talked about the date that he went on with Tori. So he's very much like telling you this because you guys are single. Like, you guys are not officially together. Right? Like, what do you guys think? Like, why would Tom tell her all this stuff if he had thought that was his girlfriend? I don't know. It was weird. And she also invited herself during the time where she was dyeing his hair. She said, like, I want to go to that. And so it's just, to me, like, why are you going to get mad about what is going to happen at the singles party if Tom is saying he's single, telling you he's going on dates with people? When the woman came over to give you guys the wristbands to identify what your relationship status is, he said single, you said single. Like, everybody there was under the impression that like everyone is single, right? And if you weren't, you could have asked for another color wristband. Now, who's to say if conversations were had outside of filming and maybe something what more was going on between Tom and Joe? None of that was brought on screen. So we're just going based off of what we have watched on television, right? So in the midst of the singles night, we have the girls that are like arguing at this bar during girls' night. Lala tells the girls that she met with Joe, and Katie gets upset and says, like, that girl's nothing to you. Like, I am something to you. Like, why would you do this? They're going back and forth, and Lala is saying, like, Katie, like, I'm soft right now. So Tom just thought maybe it would be easier for her to talk to me to like kind of see what was going on. She's talking about how she saw Katie call this girl a crackhead and like maybe feels bad for her. All of this stuff. Lala essentially says, like, it's not my job for my life to make sense to you. Like, I'm going to do what I want to do when it feels right, like, in regards to everything that is going on. Now, while that's going on, Tom's flirting with this little dark-haired lady over at the singles party. And this woman was coming on strong. And she was like, oh, you're single? Then kiss me. And she went to kiss him, and she was like, no, that's not a real kiss. Now, it looked like Joe saw what was going on. So she like came over in between the two of them and was like, oh, just wanted to, what in tarnation? That's what she said. What in tarnations is going on here? And she says, I just wanted to let you know that I'm leaving. So obviously people could like get the idea that she was very upset about what was going on between Tom and this woman because it caused her to leave, essentially. That was the reason to us as the viewers as to why she left. Now, as a result of like the singles night, we then get this awkward moment in Tom's apartment where Tom comes home and Joe is there, and he literally says to her, like, yo, what was up the other night? Like, am I giving you the wrong like impression? Because like I want to be single, like I do not want a relationship. And she she gets upset. She gets visibly upset. And he was just wondering if he was sending her mixed signals. And he said that he also heard that Joe was telling people behind closed doors that they were dating and wants to be clear that he is not looking to date anyone right now. She then goes on to say, like, she does have feelings for him and that, like, maybe they should take a step back from their friendship and not really, like, hang out at all. He's like, well, can we still hang out? And she's like, well, we probably shouldn't see each other at all. Because according to Joe, they're still hooking up. They're still, like, saying I love you to each other. Like, in her mind, they are together. But also, like, you guys were just talking about how you were both single. So I'm even confused about what the hell is going on between Joe and Tom. And I don't even want to be confused about this because I went into the show not even wanting to see Joe anymore. Like, I was over Joe. It was just so wild. I felt bad for her at the end when she's walking away and she's like, I just want to call my dad. Like, it's sad. Like, I feel bad for her because she is really essentially getting her heart broken. Now, I did hear she did say some other stuff on some other podcasts. I didn't listen to it. I'm not really probably either going to take the time to see what she has to say. If you did hear what she did say on those other podcasts, feel free to DM me and let me know or send me like a synopsis because, I mean, I feel like it would be interesting. I'm just not going to waste my time listening to Raquel's podcast. It's like, it takes a lot. It really does. But that's what's going on Vanderpump Rules. And let me tell you, I'm liking it, guys. I want more of, like I said, I want more of what's going on between Tom, Katie, Tori, Lala, her family, like all of it. I want more of all of it. Now, there's a couple like quick things that I do want to speak with you guys about. There was an announcement that was made on TMZ almost a week ago, which was so, so sad. Real Housewives of Orange County star Lori Peterson, her son Josh, that we've all known since she was on the show and that she had struggles with throughout his adult life, unfortunately passed. And it's just so sad. Like, I've watched Lori since season 1, so sending her and her family like all of the love, all of the positive thoughts, and just wishing them like healing. It's just very tragic that happened. Another announcement that came out of Bravo just the other day, BravoCon is not returning in 2024. So they're taking a break. To me, it's probably because of the Olympics, but it is returning to Las Vegas, November 14th through the 16th, 2025. Now, guys, I had a blast in Vegas for BravoCon last year. So if you get the chance to actually go, though, it is worth it. It really is. So start saving your money because it is going to be a time. And they are saying that they are going to make it like bigger and better than ever, especially for having to take the year off. So I'm excited to see what is going to happen at BravoCon 2025. And I hope I see you guys all there. With that being said, with the announcement of BravoCon 2024 not returning, Bravo did announce that they are launching a new event series that is going to start this spring, and it's called Watch Party by Bravo. Now, the network will be rolling out opportunities throughout 2024 for Bravoholics to get up close and personal with their favorite Bravo stars and celebrate their passionate fandom. Watch Party by Bravo is like the first in a series of upcoming events that will kick off this spring in New York and Los Angeles, where fans can experience advanced screenings and exclusive sneak peeks of the network's buzziest and most anticipated shows. Let me tell you this as someone who has gone to like Bravo things that they have done. If you get the opportunity to get a ticket and go, 100% do it because they put on an event unlike any other. Like they really go out. They really go all out for it. So I'm looking forward to see what kind of events they're going to be doing this spring. And hopefully I'll see you guys at a couple of those. I don't know when they're going to start. The article that came out that they released says that it's going to start like in the coming, they'll have more information in the coming weeks as to what's going to happen with that. So keep an eye out for that. Another big announcement that actually just came out yesterday morning. Monica Garcia from Real Housewives of Salt Lake City said on the Viall Files that she is pregnant with her boyfriend's baby. Now, the articles say mystery boyfriend. Obviously, she hasn't posted him online, but I believe in the podcast she did say she met him while her and Heather were filming the snowmobiling things. And so she's expecting another child. She has 4 girls right now, so this will be her 5th. So congratulations to Monica. This would be something else that I would want to see play out on the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, but unfortunately she's not filming, so we won't get to see it. But it's still exciting for her. So if you do see a post about it, just be a little kind. You don't got to be nasty about someone announcing their pregnancy. I've seen a few comments, and I'm just like, oh, wow. What would your mom say if she saw that? It was just a little rude. But who's to say? Guys, Summer House mid-season trailer came out. It was, hands down, amazing. This whole entire season has been so good that I couldn't think it could get any better. But that mid-season trailer proved that it can. We have moments going on, obviously, between Carl and Lindsay and the downfall of their engagement. We have a moment where Danielle confronts Paige and says that Paige isn't giving anything to Craig. Girl, don't come for mom and dad. Don't come for Paige and Craig. I can't wait to see what is going to happen there. We have a moment where Paige tells Wes, if you hurt my friend, I will kill you. There is more drama between Amanda and Kyle. We see Kyle have a storm and a temper tantrum fit storm and walk outside and throw something at the outside guest house. There is just so much more to come that I feel like I'm going to have to do a whole hour on just Summer House, because I record these podcasts on Thursdays and they don't air until Thursday night. So I don't want you guys to hear my opinions on something from a week ago. So I'm going to have to figure that out and work on that so you guys can get a little something in regards to Summer House, since I love it so much. But guys, it was short and sweet this week. I apologize, but I've got a lot going on. You guys are going to listen to this Friday. So I feel like I can tell you now. If you're in Buffalo or the surrounding areas, Friday, June 28th, Sonia Morgan is bringing her show, Sonia in Your City, to Town Ballroom in Buffalo, New York. That's Friday, June 28th, Town Ballroom, Buffalo, New York. Tickets go on sale today, Friday, at noon. And none other than yours truly will be moderating Sonia in Your City. So if you are in the surrounding area, please, please, please come out and just have a good time. I cannot wait for that day to come. I'm excited. It's dry. My adrenaline has been rushing since I found out that I'm going to do this. So I hope to see some of you guys there. But in the meantime, make sure you're rating, reviewing, subscribing. Send the link to your friends so that they can come and join the party. And I hope you guys have the best weekend. And if you guys do get tickets to come to Sonia in Your City, DM me, let me know. So that way I can say hi to you guys, or even just come say hello to me, because I love seeing you guys. But until next week, guys, I hope you have the best week ever. Love ya. Bye.